Alright, so I'm going to show you how to use the Nanodrop. Before I even begin, I'm going to wash off the Nanodrop with 2 microliters of DI water. So I'm just going to do that by pipetting here onto the pedestal, and then just closing it a few times just to let the water touch both sides. And then I'm going to dry it off, and then I'm going to go ahead and open the software. And when I open the software, I'm going to click here, nucleic acid, because we're going to be doing DNA in this case. And so it's going to ask me if I want them to verify the wavelengths, and I do. So this is just a verification step, a QC step. Alright, so now, if you look, I have DNA up here. So that is what we're going to be quantifying. You could also choose RNA, single-stranded DNA. There are many different varieties, but here we'll be using DNA. So before I actually quantify a sample, I'm going to blank the spec. And to do that, I'm going to use the Aleutian Buffer, which is what I use to elute the DNA into. This will just give a baseline of essentially a 0 baseline. So I'm going to put 1.5 microliters, and again, put it onto the pedestal. And here, when I'm pipetting, I actually only go to the first stop. I don't go all the way down, because that creates bubbles, and it can give you a very strange reading, sometimes a negative reading. So now I'm just going to click blank up here, and it'll just take a moment to measure that. Go. So we are ready to load the sample. So again, I'm going to wipe off both sides of the pedestal. You actually can reuse these, but for now I'll just use one at a time. So as we did with the blank, we're going to load 1.5 microliters of our DNA sample onto this. And this is just an E. coli sample that I extracted back in the last semester. So go in. Take 1.5 microliters, and again, if you notice here, I normally kind of brace my hands on the side here so that I don't slip or I don't miss. Again, put that onto the pedestal, close it. Oh yeah, and also, I'm just going to put a sample ID. You can type that up here and just say sample E. coli, and then you're going to click measure. And sometimes this comes up if you want to save it into a workbook, but I'm not going to right now. So I hit cancel. And on the screen, you can see the concentration, and then you can see a couple of different values, 260, 280, 260, 230, and these indicate purity. And then this is also just a plot of what we see here. So that's how you use the Nanodrop. Afterward, I'll just clean it like that, and then I will again add the 2 microliters of DI water just to clean off the pedestal completely.